Welcome back to Stationeers, and let me tell you a story. A story about how I started a furnace setup and my game broke. Horribly. Horribly. For a few weeks, and now it's fine. So I'm able to get back in and I'm able to continue. One thing about that though, it sort of broke around about the time that the game developers brought out advanced furnaces. And you couldn't spawn them in, they were just like creative only. There's a few other things that may still be creative only, but I want to get started with an episode just on covering those. So I'm just going to abandon this sort of advanced, well, not advanced, this sort of furnace setup for now, and we'll come back to this perhaps a little bit later. I'm just going to turn off these vents. Actually, I don't actually need them on in any way, because we need to get to some more stuff that is pretty much brand new. To get started with that, we're going to need to, first of all, be able to mine Cobalt. Now, Cobalt's going to be out and around. I'm not quite so sure if I'm going to need to get beyond my previous sort of exploration range to actually find it. But Cobalt is a new base metal. It also allows for combinations of with other metals to make alloys, and there's 3 new alloys. I can never remember the name of them. Hastelloid, Stellite, and something else. As far as I know, they don't have any uses yet, but then again, Mark II versions of our machines have also come out, so maybe they're going to be used for those. To get started, we're going to need to upgrade these machines, which means I need to, first of all, find, I think it's called mod. Yeah, so autolathe printer mod. We can basically print that off, and we need some iron for it, some electrum, some solder, and some steel. And of course, we've got all of those. You can see it takes 35 steel, so that's quite a amount. And I need some iron. Do I have any iron? I've got 9. Maybe I need to go mining some more iron. Do I have any inside? Why don't we take a look? Oh, whoops. I get caught out by that motion sensor occasionally. Lead, steel, lead. I think I'm missing some iron. Maybe I need to go do some mining. Yes. So I'll be back in a few minutes after I finish mining. Okay, so we're back. It's dark, and I've just finished printing out our autolathe printer mod. It only took a little while. I've got a little bit of materials left in there. There's still 40 iron left, and obviously the rest that we've already got in there. Anyway, we have this. Now, we can't really do anything with it until you actually go and grab your welding torch. It won't work without that, apparently. So there we go. Construct autolathe. And then we need to turn on this, and we should be able to construct the Mark II. Okay, look at that. Okay, so I see some things that might be improved there. One, we can see what it's actually wanting to create. We have a search button, we have the contents, and our purge and autolathe. So we still have all the same controls on here, but we have a new way to access stuff. So let's see what else we've got. So now the electronic printer made the autolathe mod. So the autolathe can make an electronic printer mod, I suppose. Is there anything else new in here other than this? Let me take a quick look through, because obviously we can see, well, ladders, I avoid like the plague, but I guess we could build ladders. Anything that's actually completely new? No, this looks to all have existing stuff apart from the other mods. So yeah, let's actually just go and look at that. What's the actual cost of this one? Steel, electrum, and solder. So all the stuff that I add up here, I'm going to need down there. So we'll go and get that printed off as well. And yeah, we've got to wait for a lot of this to come through. There's solder. We just need steel and electrum now. So there's electrum. And there's lots and lots of steel. I need more electrum. Oh no. I'm going to be out of electrum. Yep. There is no way I have enough of that. Unless I've got some inside. I don't think I do. Electrum. No, but I have gold and silver, so I guess I have everything I need otherwise. So yeah, back to the normal approach to furnaces over here. So I'll leave it off camera. And here we are. If I remembered, yep, it will actually produce electrum for me. Good, and we'll get some waste heat, of course, but that's no big deal. And where's my electrum? There we go. And out here, we should be able to go and make our product. So let's put it in here. Electronic printer mod, good, and then let's just get our tool ready, and let's just make sure I'm not making too many of those. That should be pretty fast. There we go, one electric printer mod, and then upgrading the electronics printer. Okay, now electronics printer should be able to in turn create the other tools, the mods. However, the problem with this is the recipe for them. Let's just take a look. You'll see what I mean in a second. Let's just look for mods. Okay, we have pipe bender mod. We have tool printer mod, both available from the upgraded electronics printer. However, if we go to pipe bender mod, you'll see we need 8 units of wasp alloy, and if we go for the other mod. Whoops, mod. Tool printer mod, we need astralloy. So that is something we need cobalt for. We're not going to be able to do anything else. However, one thing we can actually do in here is the advanced furnace, which is, well, going to be something we definitely want. So that's all the kind of stuff we already have. So let's just basically pull the purge handle from the bottom, and again, just transfer the stuff up to the top. Eventually, I should do that whole round trip sort of loop I created in season 1, where if you pull the purge handle, it'll basically sort out all of the ingots and put them back into the next machine in the chain that you're actually stood in front of. But that actually takes a bit of work, and it's not really all that important, at least by comparison to other things. So I'll get you started printing the advanced furnace. In the meantime, I need to go out again and see if I can actually find any cobalt. There aren't any pictures of it, unfortunately, on the wiki, so I can't tell whether it's, well, even what color it is. So I need to clearly just go out and have a look around. This took a while. This really took a while. It's been 2 days in game, that is, to find cobalt. So take a look. This image isn't seemingly anywhere on the internet. Cobalt or Stationeers does not bring up anything in image search. So it's sort of a mix between oxide, which is unfortunate because you're flying past lots of oxides out here, and gold. So yes, we are going to take some cobalt back with us, back to the base, and I'll see you back there. Okay, so I found 2 spots total. You want to know how much cobalt I got from that? 7. 7 total. Because one, it's not supported by the 50 times ore mod that I normally use because of YouTube time constraints. So only works in one cluster, and each spot only had a single rock. The first one gave me 4, the second one gave me 3, so we didn't really get all that much. So yeah, well, it looks pretty nice, let's put it that way, but yeah, it's going to be a bit short on some supplies. Why are you not processing? Are you stuck? Oh, I hate it when this happens. It does sometimes stick still. Fine, I will go and sort that out, and we'll obviously have lots of coal available because it seems to spawn near coal, or at least it did for me. And let's go and swap our tools back over and get this refined. Hopefully I'll have enough with 7. If not, we may have to wait till the next episode, but let's see. Yeah, our arc furnace, it just isn't having it. It's really not having it. It just spits the cobalt back out. So clearly we need a much stronger, much more high temperature furnace. And I think that's stuck on again because the cobalt passed through and it just stayed on. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out later. Anyway, that sort of means we should probably look at something like an advanced furnace. Segue or something. Anyway, advanced furnaces. So yeah, we've got to get those. It looks like we have a few different options here as far as inputs and outputs. So yeah, let's take a look. Let's place this down. And can I actually place that one higher? Looks like I can. Cool. So here we have an advanced furnace. And I put the control panel on the wrong side, but that's fine. So I can control, it looks like the gas mix, sort of look like a volume pump built in. We can open the mold just like normal. We got data and power connected and chamber pressure. Okay, so we need to look at setting this thing up. And it looks like we have, do we have an input and an output? We do. Okay, so I'm going to clearly need to connect this up to pipework. It seems like the best place for that, I would imagine, is going to be back here. Remember, we have our existing furnace set up. Well, it's in this block, and this block happens to have pipework. Well, there's pipework up here, I should say, for our 2 different pipes. One is H2 and one is O. H2O, right, etc. You know what I mean. And we'll be able to use those, presumably, as the inputs for the advanced furnace. So if I just put it up here temporarily, come on, lift that up a little bit more. I need to shift that around so the stuff is facing backwards, and then I have just a couple of basically power connectors to get to up here. And then what have we got? Just a mix chamber back here. Sorry about the Z fighting flickering. Output and input. So presumably now it looks like we're going to still need the same mixing control for this. Fine. So it's almost like we want a separate gas mixer for this thing. I'm tempted. Let me set it up somewhere else maybe. Okay, we should be hooked up to power now. Yep, looks like we are. You're flashing an error. Fine. There's nothing in there right now. That's fine. We're going to need to be able to pull in gases. So this looks like to have 2 volume pumps, it looks like. Again, there is no documentation for this thing. If anyone knows of any documentation, point me out in the comments below. However, it looks like this is the output pump and presumably this is the input pump, given that the line is on this side, which means I can control just exactly what I want to be put into this thing as far as fuel is concerned. So yeah, and again, there is no information about what we need to do as far as Cobalt's concerned. So what I'm going to actually do here is just feed a couple more pipes here, get a gas mixer together, unless I've got a spare one over here from my experiments. Pressure regulator, no. Volume pump, no. I definitely need a gas mixer. Why don't we print one of those up? Mixer. And you've got everything you need. Good. There's our cobalt. I may as well put that in my backpack somewhere, I guess, to make sure I don't lose it. And there is hopefully a gas mixer. Yeah, and we'll also get some pipe work. But let's put the gas mixer down first. It's going to need power, of course, but otherwise we'll just fit that wherever we can. Let's just see. I want it going pretty much... I've got 2 inputs and 1 output, don't I? That is going to have to go about here, I think. Let's see, what rotation can we actually fit this? Yeah, that's going to work, I think. We should have enough space. Hopefully you will actually connect properly. Corner. Straight piece. And then the same thing on this side, pretty much, but just with 2 corners. Well, 3 corners, I guess, in the case of this one. And we're just going to get our spanner. Wrench, if you want to call it that, if you're American. I almost prefer the term wrench, to be honest. That's just me. There we go. And just a final straight piece. Okay, so we've now got both of those. And whoops, I'm not going to fall through. Let me just put that away for a second and put away the pipework. We shouldn't need that at least anymore, at least until we need to exhaust the rest. And we'll just put that out to a passive vent or something. So now I need to basically control input 1. So which one is input 1? Come on, are you input 1? Or are you? Let's just have a look. Get close enough. Gas mixer input. Thanks very much. Input does not help. I need to know which one you are. Yeah, that would be nice. I'm gonna go over to our other gas mixer. It does actually tell you, but you just have to be close enough to it, if I remember rightly. Here we are. So input 2 is from the top as far as that's concerned. Fine. It just doesn't say input 1. It's just input. Yes. Okay. So this is input 2. So we want a ratio of hydrogen, which I think is this one. I need my atmosphere analysis card. Let's just go and grab that. Swap you back out for the tracker I had, because I had to go so far out. It was pretty insane, at least for me. And let's just go and see which one of these is which. Okay, so you're O2. And looking at the settings I've got downstairs, down there, I've got 67 to 33, sort of percentage-wise. So 67 being input 1 in this case, so 60. And then is it V for smaller increments? Yeah, so 67. There we go. And then what we should be able to do is presumably just feed this. It says flashing an error, but we should hopefully just be able to feed this input gas. And let's see what happens. So let's turn you on. Whoops. Turn you on doesn't do anything. when you don't have cable yet. So yeah, looks like I'm going to need to cable it up. Bear with me just a few minutes. I'll do that off camera. Okay, now you're connected, so if I turn on the mixer, this thing should start, you would assume it would actually start putting gas in here. So why don't we just turn all of that off and let's see what happens. Yep, you're not working. How about you? Are you actually going to allow... Let's turn you back off. On. Well, no. Nothing really going on there. So that's just flashing an error of some kind. Are you going to need maybe even better power than this? Interesting. It really doesn't like it if you don't put any pipe connected to the output. But as soon as you do that, everything seems to be fine. We have a pressure of 2.15 MPa and it's room temperature, so it's clearly not ignited yet. Okay, I guess I should save the game before igniting this. Shall we try it at 2 MPa? I think we shall. Let's push the activate button. Oh my, and where's my Cobalt? There we go. Let's activate you. And oh dear, that's quite high. Yes, let's just slide that in there. And 7 Cobalt. It looks like we can only combine this with other stuff in here, so we can't just get pure Cobalt ingots, because it doesn't seem to be able to generate that. I'm going to need to go and gather the other stuff. Okay, so we need iron and copper and cobalt for astroloy. So if we just grab some copper, and hopefully it's still warm up there. Copper and iron. I don't really care all that much how much of this I'm actually wasting. These are plentiful for me, so let's just dump in as much as we can and let's see what actually happens in here. Oh, that is pretty high. Let's just grab you, and you're clearly processing. Yep, processing all the iron. And how about copper? And are you going to make anything now? Okay, right now it doesn't. It's probably too hot for those things to be combined. So it doesn't say anything here as far as actually outputting them. And you can see, well, yeah, everything's still pretty high as far as pressure is concerned. Temperature, however, well, temperature's falling off. So I'm just going to keep an eye on this and see if this actually turns into ingots astroloy at any particular point as it cools down. And yes, the pressure was far too high and the temperature was too low. If you press F1 and go into the Stationpedia, you can see the various ingredients in there. And you can see at the very bottom right of the screen, advanced furnace is 1.2K to 1.4K. That's quite a narrow, range before this will actually combine. And then the same thing with the pressure, 5 MPa to 6 MPa. So yeah, we've got to be quite careful about doing this. So what I'm going to do is just enable the output pump, and if we just have a look at around the back here, you'll see there is basically the top is connected to the inside of the furnace. So you can see this is got all the burnt product, and then the input is thankfully empty. So this thing is working fine. Because it pumped in everything it could from the gas mixer when the gas mixer was on. So yeah, let's just basically increase this side, and we should see that start to empty. Yep. And I'm just going to dump it for now. I think I've got a little bit of spare gas, so I'm just going to dump it overboard into the atmosphere, and that should... yeah, that's throwing me away. Maybe I shouldn't stand near it when I actually do that, but thankfully I didn't have problems. Okay, and let's just turn that vent off once it's finished. It needs to basically clear all of its space. I could just put it into some kind of tank, but I'm not going to worry about it just for now. And that's fine. So it's emptying, and then we're going to reload it and see if we can get something a little bit closer to what we need. So at around 300k input gas, this takes it all the way up to 7.2 MPa. You'll see the temperature is just above what we actually need, unfortunately. It's still not quite right. It's still too low now. So I guess we could try and inject more gas. I just want to see how well or badly this actually goes. Let's inject more gas and let's see what happens. So, are you actually going to inject more gas? It looks like, yeah, we are getting more gas, but this isn't really helping. So, yep, you can go off. And that is still feeding gas in. Yeah. So, that's unfortunately not going to work either. So, I'm going to need to keep... Oh, no, hang on. The temperature is... Yeah, no, that is actually combusting quite a bit more. But the temperature is needs to be 1.2 Kelvin, not Celsius, and I'm seeing Celsius on my atmospheric analyzer, so this might actually do the job. I need to basically get rid of some of it though, so let's just up the output, this output, and let's bring down the pressure significantly. We're going to bring it down to 6 MPa, so let's just bring that down now. Let's back it off a little bit. 6.8. Okay, let's increase this. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now will you actually... Oh, my temperature's too low. Okay, so this is going to be a game of balancing getting the input gas right in the first place. So, as you can imagine, we may need to automate this to actually get it to work. But there is still some input gas left there, so yeah, interesting. Fine. Is this actually burning? Do we have anything that isn't burnt yet? There's quite a few moles that isn't actually burnt. Is that going to actually change? Yep. It seems that you can just do that while it's in the chamber. How very odd. Not that I mind too much, but if I just bring that back down again, can we actually get this to reasonable amounts? 9, 8. Because I might have to change the mix of this otherwise. 6, and let's bring that off. 1.4. 1.3, that should be fine. That should be what we need, but it says nothing. Let's just pull that. There's our reagent. Clearly, it's not going to work. That's a fail. So we should be able to get that back, I guess, by putting it back through the recycler and see what we get out of that. But you can see reagent mix 7, so presumably that's going to be the cobalt. You can see also at the bottom right there's a particular combination that we can use. If we got 7 cobalt, we need 7 copper and 14 iron, essentially. That's just the proportions and how things actually work out. So I think we're going to leave it there, actually, because I'm going to leave time for you guys to comment. There are a few other alloys that don't involve cobalt. For example, if you want the other thing in here, let's just pop this back in a second. It is going to be the mod. So let's look at the mod. Mod 4, is it the pipe bender? Pipe bender needs wasp alloy. Now wasp alloy does not need cobalt, thankfully. Let's just pop that down for a second. If I just go down here and just goes to home, click on smelting, click on super alloys, there's 5 different ones. If you click on wasp alloy, you'll see it's here silver, nickel and lead. And again, the temperature range is quite narrow, but the pressure range is actually it's still fine. That's not too bad. You're able to do that, and that's quite low anyway, but you still need to do it in the advanced furnace. So we're going to clearly need a solution for that, but I just wanted to introduce the advanced furnace as a concept, and then I'll have to do more investigation as far as that's concerned. Let's just see if this actually reprocesses, or if I need to go a long way to actually, basically go and get more cobalt. Are you going to give me any cobalt? Recycler? Oh, nope, clearly not. How about you? Will you give me cobalt? That's copper. Okay, so it's mixed. All right. Hopefully I get the cobalt back. If not, then, well, I'm going to have to go out for another mining trip. Anyway, you can see back over here, I have a couple of stacks to actually reprocess. So let's just get that sorted. And then we should be able to finish up for the day, at least to get this started, and then we'll have to automate it next time. So, as normal, I will say thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time, hopefully. Ooh, there we go. 3 cobalt at least. Fine. And we'll see you next time, really. And let's see how that goes. Whoop, 3. Okay, so I've got 6 cobalt back. I guess I lost 1 somewhere. Fine. I guess it's only going to return even numbers, unless it's just bounced off somewhere. No? Okay, fine. So we'll leave the episode there. It's a bit shorter than normal, but we'll get to automating it, I'm sure, next episode and get it fully sorted out. Otherwise, thanks very much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and good luck finding Cobalt in your own world. If there's any new recipes that you know of that I haven't shown so far, like other than the mods, if they're in-game yet, do let me know in the comments. More than happy to feature them in an upcoming episode. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.